Hi, YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well this evening or today, wherever you are. Oh, um, today, I won't say it was trying, but it was a little odd. I mean, the troll mentality, it's got like two phases. It's got like, it screams, I'm like the mindset of a teenager, or a little more sophisticated one would be, um, uh, teenager that doesn't drink. Those are my two choices with what I feel like today. So, some dummy asking me how they can join the cabal. You know, right. Um, they probably need extra meat. You might wanna. Yeah. I'll I'll touch on that gematria really quick. Um, Obviously every letter has a number. Those are, whether you're reading in Hebrew, Greek, or English, it all is based on the numbers. So you have the value of each number. Then in the columns, like I was saying, if you go down to the bottom right too, the last columns over, you'll find the most valuable information. It might take you off into different languages. And what's written over on the left hand side in that column could be writings of like your forefathers, or some type of relative could be over there. But as far as me helping somebody advance what I just told you, Aleister Crowley, the cannibal that was part of the cabal. I mean, used that's what their organization uses to deceive people. So if you, like I said, I I've said this like, oh God, maybe every other video, that people endangered their lives to train me to battle, I'll just say you, whoever you are, against Jesus Christ. If you want to hurt Jesus, I'm not your go-to person to tell you how. That's a fact, don't you think? So, yeah. Just consider that. So, yeah, today was a pretty good day. I got a stew stewing on my wood cook stove. Beef and carrots, potatoes, all that. So that'll be good tonight, later. And I was thinking on, uh, oh, I'll touch on the natural ley lines, the railroads, and the telephone poles real quick, just really quick. And then what I'm really going to talk is about DNA. But yeah, the natural ley lines like the Mississippi River and other large rivers and bodies of water have been altered, and those are the natural ley lines. And the um, railroad lines and the telephone lines, even the underground ones, um, yeah, fiber optics is like all over the world, even through the oceans, so underground everywhere. So yeah, as far as the anybody using power to make it travel around the world in any extreme like that would be a possibility. So um to give you more ideas where that is with that. So um but I do have a video, I think it's like 3 months back. I have two of them I spoke about ley lines. I was trying to get a woman that was had some knowledge about Native Americans' outlook on the natural ley lines, but um, there was a conflict, to just say the way it is usually. You know what I mean? They cave. So, yeah, she caved on me. Um, I was going to have like 3 interviews and people caved on me. So it's like, yeah, whatever. So, what I was going to talk about with the DNA was I would never, will never give consent to anybody taking and doing anything with my DNA. You know, never. I don't know about any of you folks, but I personally, if any clinic or lab or any place, anytime I've been alive or dead or anything, do not touch me. Leave my DNA alone. You do not have permission to monkey with my DNA of me, my offsprings, or any other human being on this planet that belongs to Jesus Christ and God our Father Almighty. So that's the way I feel about that. I still, in a lot of respects, don't believe that they can do a lot of what they say they can do in life as far as, oh, the cloning and AI and all that. Sounds big and bad, but I don't see much proof. Does anybody else? I mean, we see these little production videos that people put up with basically glorified cartoons as far as I'm concerned, you know, of what they can do. But I happen to be sitting here in something that God made and I know what He can do. So what they do already pales in comparison to what a human being is. So, um, you don't can't really improve. They just think they're going to move their little brains into a robot, and it's just not good. They think they can absorb what we are inside, catch up with it, or have that intelligence, or even enhance on it, which they'll never do that either. So, yeah, but that, I was thinking about that, it's like, no, I'm never going to say, hey, um, if you like my height or whatever, or you like my kid's eyes or whatever, that you're welcome to use our DNA or anything like that. Heck no. You know, I mean, it's just like the cabal cannibals, you know, nobody, I mean, you would care if it was you. You would care if it was one of your children or somebody you loved. If they grabbed them off the street and took them and cooked them up for supper, then it might bother you a little bit. But at this point, a lot of people are getting into a lot of the esoteric crap, the craft, witchcraft, uh, Satanism, whatever name they put on their backward Jewish slash. I'm not putting them together. I'm just saying slash Zionism slash Kabbalistic tendencies. Um, you know, these people, they don't really care what they're practicing unless they were the one at the table. If we're bringing you to the table, then you'd care, you know. And they think what? That that's a fairy tale, that it's not true, that it doesn't happen. People don't get raped, people don't get murdered, people aren't cannibals, right? Is that what you really think? You know? So I am just waiting for the day for God to put the smack down on them, whatever it takes. I don't care if it's like a pulse that makes them hit their knees with the greatest amount of pain. There's like a Star Trek video every time, or part of the series. I can't remember what the name of it was, but they were serving ball, and every time they got out of line, this thing would zap them, and it would like um zapped Kirk and Spock and these people, these gold people with white hair had antennas on, and they found out if they took those antennas off that they could communicate like regular people, and they had no idea about human compassion or anything. All they did was bring food to this computer and at I mean that time of day they ran to feed this thing. You know what I mean? So, and that's basically what the cabal wants out of people. So if you're really that stupid that you would get into anything connected with that when I'm telling you better, then I'm going to call you stupid. So there really is, I guess, in a manner of speaking, nothing wrong with researching stuff, but I already did that for you. I told you today, and I told you I've been telling you the whole time. You think I'm playing some kind of silly game that this is enjoyable? It's an enjoyable part to meet people that are like minded. That's incredible that we can communicate through here. It's the best thing I've ever seen. So, I mean, as far as not actually being in a group of people that you care about and you like, but actually being able to at least talk to them. Like when my sister watches this, or sisters, they can see me. So, hi, sissies. I love y'all. Um, so, that's the cool part. Now it's your turn to make a video. Sisters of mine, make me a video. Say hi. That'd be cool. Tell all the kids hi. So anyway, yeah, that DNA crap and the cloning. I mean, I know they're still experimenting, and when they made that sheep dolly back in the 70s. Oh, and I misquoted myself. That I wrote in gematria when I was in 1970. It was 1972. I was 15. So, um, just to correct myself. Yeah, I had to remember when I moved out of the city, and it was that year because, yeah, they thought I'd quit running away if they put me out in the country. So, didn't work too well for them. But anyway, my dad wanted to move out in the country anyway, so it was a good excuse. He probably planned it that way. That's the way he did things. He'd do things to my mom, and she wouldn't even know it, you know. Talk about mind control and hypnotism. You know, I would say pathetic, but in I won't. I won't because the Eastern Star, they have their craft for real, and it's real, and they did a lot of damage with their bullshit. So, um, they had certainly had a large impact on the way this planet is right now, and the way the women act in it. You know, and the men. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, you know. So, but yes, it plays a very big part on our everyday lives. Mhm. Would you ever consent to giving your DNA? Like if you went in a clinic, when they take a swab and swab your throat, like even to test for strep throat, and they come back and say, no, it's not that or whatever. What do they do with that swab? You know? So when they took chunks out of my skin and plugs and everything else for that unknown fluke that they don't care about me, um, what they do with my pieces of flesh that they took out of me, 3 different places, right here and on my leg and down by my knee on my other leg. Where's my I want my skin back, you bastards. What you doing with it? I want to know. You don't have my permission. I don't consent to none of your crap. And nobody I'm related to, no matter how distant. So it pretty much covers everybody. You can't have them, they don't belong to you. Leave them alone. And I'll command you in the name of Jesus Christ. Get up off your bullshit. Leave us alone. Because I know God's helping. I can feel Him closer. I can feel the strength and His intelligence and His guidance for me, even stronger than ever. I knew I'd feel that when the time was getting near. It's like I knew I would feel that stronger. So, and I know I have reason to believe. And if somebody thinks that life's all one big fairy tale and things aren't real, I just can't do anything for that. I really can't. People, honestly, I can't believe that a man that can't make a raindrop, not even a raindrop, the first freaking raindrop, thinks they're God. They think they're all chemists. That just blows my mind. I'm like, make me a raindrop. Just do that. I'm still not going to bow to you, but I'd like to see that, you know? I'll bow for Jesus Christ. That'd be it. God and Jesus, that's the only people I would ever bow for. These people bowing for queens and rings and crowns and all this crap, I just, how unbelievably dehumanizing. You know, God's like, oh, just a minute, I got to get my ring on and let's put my crown here and um, like red shoes and see anything else. Yes, my scepter. Um, bonk bonk. Now you bow there and you kiss my ring. Oh yeah, that's it. Crawl up here like a good little servitude, subservient. You know, God doesn't act like that because He's our Father, not the Father or Father, our Father. Father. It sounds like you're only my father. Nobody else can have you. You know. That's what it makes me feel like every time I hear somebody talk like that. Oh God. Yes. That's got to be mocking, isn't it? I'd say so. I had somebody ask me how to join the cabal today. And I said, well, you might want to start by walking the streets. They'd love you, you know. Because they said it sounds badass. So I wrote that, and then they wrote back, uh, how'd they word that? Sounds fun. How can I join? And I said, no, you're doing fine by yourself, all you redundant people like that. So, yeah, it's a never ending barrage of babies. That's the equivalency of it. So it's like carry on, just play. Play while you can. If you think it's a game, I don't want to see anybody going in deep, dark pain, but that's what's coming up. You obviously haven't had pain so deep and dark that you couldn't breathe. But All things are possible. You know, the old saying, take your breath away. Anyway, hmm, see what else is on my mind. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine like an electrical shock just using railway lines? What that would do to towns and people that live around those railways and all that? Like directed energy for real using the railroad systems? Wow. That would downright blow up a town where there's a railroad yard with all that metal. Holy smokes. Same with the fiber optics that electricity can travel through underground everywhere. And water conducts electricity, and that's all over the planet, and that belongs to God. Boom! Trump card. Electricity and water. Wow. That's, then you stick some wind in there and some volcanoes, and let's see what else is interesting like that. Earthquakes, yeah. How about a earthquake, volcano, fire that goes around the planet right below the surface and never ends, keeps melting, keeps it fueled, keeps melting, keeps it fueled? What if God just opened the earth? He said he'd never destroy it with water, but what if it just came out of the earth and just was like a river of fire? Or for us flat earthers, or you flat earthers, because I have a multiple concept that it's a little bit of everything, kind of like us. So, anyway, whatever direction you want to think that that lava could go in, wouldn't that be interesting if it was like a continuous belt of lava surrounding the whole earth, like the earth crack open and just start pouring out lava? You know, I'm pretty sure that God could do that. Pretty darn sure. As a matter of fact, something in my heart tells me that stuff like this is going on, only going to get worse the more people don't realize that they're bringing it upon themselves. That's my belief. So, truly Armageddon. Not the apocalypse, not the unveiling, but Armageddon. There's the difference. So, yeah. Oh, today was beautiful. It was like 34 degrees outside. I mean, when it was frozen one day and then it thaws out. So tomorrow I'm going to get out and do some work. I got a little more building in that chicken coop to do. I mean, she's comfortable, but I'm going to just make it look beautiful. Finishing touches. Well, I mean, not beautiful, not like indoor finish work with molding and all that. No, but yeah, just finish it off. So, yeah, and it's going to be nice. So that's a plus. I really don't think it's going to be a very bad winter. As far as I don't think we're going to have a lot of snow, and I don't think it's going to be very cold, and I don't think it's because of global warming. I think it's like El Nino is the warming and La Nina is the cold. And so I just believe that we're in the cycle of El Nino. And, well, I more than believe it. Yeah. And the jet streams have changed. They have pushed down, but they're further looped further down from where I live. And I don't think that it stopped. I think it actually changed direction because of volcanoes and earthquakes and different things can make the movement of the air different too. That's my belief. So nobody can really prove anything, even if they say they have instruments that measure things. That'd be like they have instruments to measure the air all the way around the planet, and God couldn't just change it, go. So I don't believe any of these so-called pseudoscientists because nobody actually knows. That's why it's interesting to listen to them talk. In fact, back in the 70s, I was in communication. They were over in England at the time. They were called the Christian Scientists Foundation. And I would get their flyer, which was more like a newspaper. And then you could write articles with your hypothesis, theories, whatever, concerning the Bible and biology and the sciences. And I was in communication with them. And then they went under, I think it was 1974 or 6, somewhere in that area. But they had been doing pretty much what we're all doing out here as Christians, trying to get to the bottom of things in a scientific manner. They were disputing mainstream sciences and couldn't get the funding that they needed to continue. But now they've started back up from what I heard, which I haven't really talked to anybody, but I just heard they're like, 2, 3 years ago, I heard something on Facebook that they were gonna, like the Christian Science Foundation was going to start back up, and it's like, that's cool. That's cool. There's a lot of independent people trying to get to the truth, like right now, anyway. So, yeah. I wish I didn't have to be harsh or sound tough or anything, but when you people, and I'll just say it like this: when you pretend to be my friend, but you push in a direction that irks me, it's given me that Satanist feeling behind it that I don't like. And actually, the karma that comes with doing that when you piss me off, because I'm not going to lose my temper yet. But when I do, I guess you'll know. I hope it doesn't come to that. With anybody that's crossing that line, just back off. You don't know what you're playing with. You are not God. Don't cross that line. It's stupid. It is stupid. Never had heart problems? Felt like somebody helped you? You never been injured and think somebody didn't help you? Do you honor your mother and father for putting you here? Or are you angry that you didn't put yourself here? It's got to be something. That's all I know. I have great respect for God. Thank you for making me God. You know, I'm not too big on the meat suit crap, but imagine holding the same form together with your mind without rotting from the inside out. That would be something, wouldn't it? Well, there's nothing new under the sun, but I heard the sun's going to move. So there might be some new stuff coming up. As a matter of fact, the world has changed quite a bit in the 60 years that I've seen it. So that's very true. Well, everybody, I love you very much. Consider my words as far as even if it's a tiny little push and you're pushing me, and I've had millions of people push me, that millionth one might be the straw that broke the camel's back. And I don't think you want to be that straw. But if you do, Well, um, I don't think I like straws anymore. I heard they were banned in a lot of states anyway. No, I do like straws. Oh, God. Just stop pissing with me, would you? Before you piss me off and I have to think bad thoughts when I don't want to. Because they're not mine. You'd put it on me. I put it in God's hands and then He'd do something to you. So, what do you think you're doing? Playing with fire. It's stupid. So, yes, I'm laughing at you. You know, so far, so good, and good, and so, and so. So, there. That's, well, I'm going to leave it at that, everybody. If it didn't make sense to you, I apologize. And if it wasn't directed at you, all is good. And I love you. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. I'll see you tomorrow.